Let's sparkling. Installation chamber deployed. Annihilation mode.
This way, Clorinde. Make yourselves at home.
Here the echoes of the valley. Blitz. Cleanup sequence initiated. Preparing for dust up. Come a little closer. Surrendering. Roll. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Ultimatum protocol.
This way, Clorinde. The Temple of Wisdom.
Let's spark things up a little. Come a little closer. Let the mountain flames boil! Defensive mode engaged. Annihilation mode. Try not to resist.
As y'all might have noticed, I have been faffing around with Ineffa a bit more, and I've noticed that she can actually be a pretty great Quickbloom support, especially for Electro carries in these teams. And this might be in large part due to two key characteristics that the Lunar Charge reaction has compared to Electro Charge. The first one is that Electro Charge damage is typically fast ticks of damage, but because of that you tend to need faster application of both Hydro and Electro if you want to maximize your Electro Charge damage. Those of us who have played Quickbloom before would probably realize that for the most part, having a Dendro aura sitting around tends to be quite inconducive, if that's even a word, to the existence of these Hydro auras, which may in turn result in less Electro Charge reactions. Lunar Charge, on the other hand, is slower ticks of damage because you have that Thundercloud sticking around instead. And Foreshadowing is a narrative device used by the storyteller to give an advanced hint of what is to come later on in the video. The second thing is, of course, what Lunar Charge scales off compared to what Electro Charge does. Electro Charge exclusively cares only about EM, whereas Lunar Charge cares about EM and crit. And guess what you would like to see in your Quickbloom teams? That's right. If your character is an attack scaler, obviously you want some attack. But on top of that, you want EM. Because if the character is an EM scaler, obviously that's really good. But then on top of that, the Hyper Blooms really like the EM. And then of course, crit, because the aggravate damage is going to love that crit a lot. And so now we have Lunar Charge also playing a role, taking in the EM and the crit from the two Electro and Hydro characters that are going to be doing the most Lunar Charge damage, and I guess a tiny bit of whoever else is there, so that the Lunar Charge proc can do a lot of damage. In previous Quickbloom teams, your Hydro characters build in these teams was mostly irrelevant, so you were just building them to do as much damage as they can by themselves. In a Quickbloom team with Lunar Charge opportunities, there is a chance that they could end up being one of the two strongest Electro or Hydro Lunar Charge contributors in the team, thus making their builds actually quite important for the Lunar Charge DPS. That being said though, if you've actually put some effort into building your Ineffa, there is a likelihood, a pretty strong one in that with the amount of EM that she tends to have, your Hydro Offfielder is probably not going to be the strongest, or rather the second strongest Lunar Charge contributor in the game. I don't know. I haven't really given that too much thought. I'm just going to let the game figure it out for me, but I have a sneaking suspicion that's probably going to be the case. With these two parts of Lunar Charge in place, what seems to be happening is the Lunar Charge happening every so often tends to be from one of two scenarios. Either A, somehow your Quicken Aura is actually getting completely removed, and that includes a Quicken Aura from someone like Nahida, thus opening up a chance for a Hydro Aura to get hit by Electro, or the Quicken Aura has actually let in some underlying Electro, which tends to happen occasionally, and then your Hydro Offfielder can actually trigger a Lunar Charge off that instead. Also keep in mind that so long as the Thundercloud is still active, Ineffa can pop her A1 passive every time Brigitte actually does some off-field Electro damage, so that's really, really good as well. Those Lunar Charges are also then doing their maximum damage because I don't know about you guys, but I tend to build all of my Electro DPSs to have attack or EM and crit, depending on who they are. EM and crit for Cyno, attack and crit for Clorinde. I also tend to give them damage percent, which is getting largely wasted. The damage percent is being used by the aggravate damage at the very least, but definitely the Lunar Charged damage is not going to care about that. Obviously, the Hyper Blues don't care about that either. So whilst I am still seemingly doing more DPS with the Clorinde team than with the Cyno team, and that's most likely because Clorinde tends to do more damage just in general than Cyno, the Hyper Blooms and the Lunar Charges in the Cyno team do seem to be a lot stronger thanks to the amount of EM that Cyno has in these teams. There's also been a rumor floating around that we might be seeing a wave of buffs for older characters. Whether that comes to pass and whether Cyno ends up being one of those characters that gets buffed, we'll just have to see. Now, the title of this video is Ineffa is a Quickbloom support, not Lunar Charge is Quickbloom support, which means there's actually a third reason why Ineffa seems to be particularly good in these Quickbloom teams, and that's her A4 passive, which comes from popping her ult. Ah, yes, her A4. Arguably the most confusingly written passive of all time, where somehow everyone gets a buff that only affects the on-fielder and Ineffa. Why did they write it like that? The main thing is that your on-fielder gets an EM buff whenever Ineffa pops her ult. For those who are wondering, with both Ineffa's and Nahida's passives active thanks to their ult, my Cyno is running around with more than 800 EM, which is kinda huge. That EM buff obviously affects quite a few things. Their Lunar Charge contribution, their Hyper Blooms, and of course, in Cyno's case, his aggravate damage as well. And once again, we're talking about someone like Cyno. His damage actually has some split scaling as part of one of his passives, so the EM is also increasing his just overall talent value damage as well. In the end, it seems to me that Ineffa is not only potentially going to be a better slot for an upcoming male Electro polearm on-field DPS, if you know you know, but she's also probably one of the best teammates for a currently existing Electro male polearm on-field DPS character. So that's pretty interesting to me. And if your Cyno is particularly well built, perhaps you're already enjoying Ineffa in the Cyno teams and what she has to offer. Meanwhile, she has been pretty brilliant in these Clorinde Quickbloom teams as well, so I would probably say that in the grand scheme of things, most Quickbloom teams seem to be pretty good with Ineffa in there. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. I haven't really thought about like Alhaitham Quickbloom, for example. I suspect with the amount of Dendro app that Alhaitham has, it's probably a little bit more difficult to try and get the Thunderclouds to happen. So I haven't really given that too much thought. But at least for, you know, Electro-based Quickbloom teams, yeah, Ineffa seems to be really, really good. Alright, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Now that's more you stay condemned. Your penance is due. Guilty.
With the fall of darkness,
Your penance is due.
destruction shall rise.
Cleanup sequence initiated.
Annihilation. Have a taste of purgatory.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
Spare your energy. Running isn't really
Installation chamber. Committed to memory.
preparing for dust.
Cleanup sequence.
My blade is all that remains.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
Nowhere to run. Through me, justice is served. You stand condemned. Guilty.
Sundown is only the beginning.